This is the zoning map of San Jose, California, where all areas highlighted in pink are strictly single-family residential areas and blue with higher density residential zones. All other areas in gray are designated either commercial, open spaces, or industrial zones, which means the entire city, according to the U.S. zoning laws, is divided into predetermined blocks that dictates what can be built where, so that all residential areas can have secluded and peaceful zones, and all commercial and industrial activities can have their own designated zones of operation. Now, this design for urban planning may look ingenious, but in fact is the main culprit for inflated housing prices and a severe surge in homelessness in America. If you look around any suburban area in any American city, for instance Los Angeles, San Jose, Lexington, Charlotte, etc., they all look the same with a large homogeneous suburban sprawl and bunch of skyscrapers in the downtown. So what's the problem? You see, in every major U.S. city, at least 70% of all residential areas prohibit the construction of apartments, and this number is even higher in cities like San Jose at 94%. Which means developers, as mandated by zoning laws, cannot build affordable apartments in low-density residential zones for medium and low-income groups. All they can do is build detached single-family homes with predetermined lot sizes. And this makes it almost impossible for people with low to medium income to purchase homes. And prohibiting apartments in U.S. suburbs is just the tip of the iceberg. The people within low-income groups, in the absence of affordable housing, have to resort to trailers and mobile homes. But the problem is, they need a place to park. With limited trailer park capacity and numerous complaints from the residents in the neighborhood, they're forced to move elsewhere. With rising complaints, many cities under zoning have completely banned construction of apartments, mobile, and manufactured homes. And this resistance from the community has a name: "Not in my backyard." You see, a lot of Americans purchase these single-family homes as an investment, and as the value of property rises over time, so do their returns. However, if there are new constructions of many affordable and low-income apartments in the vicinity, they fear for the devaluation and change in the character of their beautiful neighborhood and their investments. Therefore, along with many property brokers and developers, they resist the construction of affordable housing in their neighborhoods by making sure the zoning laws are in place and are effectively enforced. However, building detached single-family homes with ample space in designated zones create more problems than solving them. First of all, lack of any commercial establishments, albeit a small retail store in a suburb, forces people to drive at least a couple of miles to a nearest retail store just to pick up milk, which puts more cars on the street, more traffic, more pollution, and an absolute waste of time and resources when one could have just walked in the presence of a small store in a neighborhood if zoning laws allowed. Second of all, laws mandating minimum lot sizes, parking, setbacks, and many other restrictions reduce the number of units that could have been able to accommodate more smaller houses with multiple floors in a given size of land. For example, if a developer has 6,000 square feet of land, he could build 3 affordable 2,000 square feet homes for 3 families. He could also build 3 two-floor units that could accommodate 6 families. But if zoning laws mandate a minimum lot size of 2,500 square feet and an additional 500 square feet of parking and lawn area, the developer at max could build only 2 expensive detached single-family homes. The original idea of zoning was to develop a community where people can have proper housing and also keep them away from noises and air pollution caused by commercial and industrial activities, which in fact was a great idea, but the American town planners took it to the extreme. Zoning laws were catching speed during the automobile boom in America, and therefore these laws were heavily influenced by the needs of accommodating more and more cars in a piece of property, creating laws for minimum parking and lot sizes. And these laws are still in place that put more car in people's driveways and less available space for developers to build homes in a neighborhood. Nevertheless, this is not the case in other parts of the world. For example, Europe. There are many cities and towns have a long history of urban planning that promotes walkability and mixed land use. Apartments and multi-use blocks are often located in close proximity to amenities like small shops, restaurants, and public transportation, allowing residents to live more conveniently without relying heavily on cars. This makes European cities more lively, filled with conviviality, unlike American cities that feel dull and boring. Furthermore, zoning laws have been historically heavily criticized for its racial discrimination, with the idea of building a low-density, high-class society with beautiful homes with mostly whites and keeping low and medium-income groups out and away. The laws that were designed to provide homes to American people became their biggest obstacle. And today, these laws have created a gaping hole in meeting the ever-rising demand of affordable housing in America. The American city planners did everything to plan their cities beautifully, but they forgot for whom they were building these neighborhoods. If America has to solve the problem of housing prices, homelessness, and all other issues that come along with it, it has to address the root cause, and it can only start with zoning reforms. Because in the end, there is no point in protecting and enforcing the vanity image of American cities if it leads to housing inaccessibility, homelessness, and people suffering. This is Stories Across, and thank you for watching.